Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Boxing Monster, salute. LB, salute. Gus, Hammer, salute. Chris, salute. Mello, salute. Salute. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Remy, I see you. Salute, my brother. Salute. 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 LB, I see you. It's time to get it, and we're not going to play no games with these boys. It's time to get it real and raw, unbiased, uncut, like we always do. But when we do it this time, we're going to do it raw. And see, the good thing about this is there's going to be no holding back on this one. There's going to be no, walking around and not needing to do it and whatnot. We're going to go in on this one. It's going to be absolutely raw. And see, the reason why we wanted to move it on this platform is because there would be no holds barred. There would be nothing. Everybody, if you're in the building, you hear that voice, hit that like button. Hit the like button for me right now. Come on, hit the like button. First topic. First topic. Let's get into it. Let's go. Hit the like button. Trav, I see you. I see you, my brother. Salute. 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 Samuel, I see you, my brother. Salute. Salute. All right, let's go ahead and just start getting these fanboys and get them done. Let's just go ahead and get them done. Because they're not ready for it. Let's go ahead and get it done. Let's go. Time to expose them. Time to go in. And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start going in on Errol Spence, Danny Garcia. That's the fight that everybody's talking about that just apparently Errol Spence has announced. I haven't spoke on it yet. And everybody said that it's strap season. How the fuck if it's strap season if you fighting Danny Garcia who don't got a belt? Explain that to me. How the fuck is it strap season and you fighting somebody who ain't got a belt? Explain that to me. Explain that to me. Nobody want to see that fight. Mando Solo, I see you, my brother. Nobody want to see you that fight. That's right, lady. Crap season is what we call it. Crap season. That's a trash fight. No one wants to see it. But the interesting thing about it is I still think it's a close fight. I still think it's a close fight. Here's why. Errol Spence Jr. showed that he's slow. Showed that he's slow. Danny Garcia got a dangerous right hand. That's a risky fight. That's a risky fight for Spence, believe it or not. And it is duck season. Salute, Mouthpiece Boxing. Salute, I see you. Strapless season. This is just a new way to duck Terrence Bud Crawford. This is what this is. This is a new way to duck Terrence Bud Crawford, but I think Spence and Garcia is a dangerous fight. It's a dangerous fight. I don't think no fight in the welterweight division for Errol Spence is an easy fight right now. And then why is all these biased channels supporting this? And so, Dante Bias Nation got some idiot named Akai or Aki or whatever his name is. And so it's this little coward that goes on there spreading all this fake biased news. And this guy is absolutely trash. And he's spreading nonsense. And at the end of the day, you are ducking Terrence Bud Crawford. And every fan that, he needs the A side. Those are fucking excuses. Those are excuses. Who cares about an A side? Let's see the fight. This is the same shit that happened with Wilder and Joshua. And Joshua had to get knocked out. Chin smoke, salute. Trav says the fight was such a high, and when Danny got in the ring, the air was let out of the balloon. That's what I'm talking about. Because we all know Spence was going to duck Terrence Crawford. We all know Spence was going to duck Terrence Crawford. I think a lot of people thought Spence was going to get Manny. I think Manny could give Spence hell. I think Manny Pacquiao with speed and power, oh my God. Because at first I thought, well, Manny didn't really have a chance like that. Now I think Manny might be able to just smoke Spence. I'm not sure yet, but I think Manny gives Spence a lot of problems. Sean Porter's not known for power. He's not known for power. Man, though, so you're absolutely right. And how was Errol Spence the A side when he was just guaranteed $2 million? But you talking about Terrence Crawford, who get at least 3 to 5 guaranteed every single fight, whether he's fighting Benavidez or Horn. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And this clown, he knows his sports. He don't know shit about boxing is what it is. This idiot makes a 100-part series about how this guy's going to get bulldozed. How you going to bulldoze somebody and he goes against Sean Porter and he gets fucking bulldozed? You seen Errol Spence don't like shots to the body. Roy Jones Jr. said it. He said, we'll know what Errol Spence Jr. got after this fight. And now we know. Now we know that Errol Spence Jr. is not the boogeyman. We know he doesn't have skills. The performance he put on against Mikey Garcia is not a performance he'd put on against anybody else. We know this. We know this. We know this. If Errol Spence Jr. fought Terrence Bud Crawford, he'd be man down right now. He'd be man down right now. But you know, we're going to call out some of these fanboys because some of these guys are on here saying the same stupid shit. So we're going to get them. The first one we're going to get in is Jim Calhoun. Jim Calhoun, I've seen you on my post literally every single day during the week, and you come on here and you duck me every single time. Bring that same energy to IBFP Raw. Where are you, Jim Calhoun? Slap yourself. Jim Calhoun, let your ankles go, stand up, pull your skirt down, and come get this whooping like a man. You're absolutely right. Bob Arum exposed the pay-per-view fraud. Bob Arum said it's more like 150. How do you come up with pay-per-view numbers so quick? How does that make any sense? How do you come up with pay-per-view numbers this quick after a fight, and it normally takes a couple of weeks? That doesn't make any sense. They're trying to lie and pump up Errol Spence Jr.'s pay-per-view numbers. Look at Mike Coopinger. This guy works for the PBC, and he's putting out fake news. Jim Calhoun, get your coward ass on the line and let's get you smoked. Chocolate Giddy Up. He knows his sport has an open invitation to get his ass smoked on this channel anytime, any place, any day. Hit that like button. We got too many people in here. Hit the like button. It's the first of Raw. Hold on. Let my nuts go. Jose Mendoza, I see you, my brother. Where's the trolls? Where's the haters? Jim Calhoun, you a coward. You a coward. You get on here. He knows his sports. You are a coward. See, I see you trying to send sub disses on me, subliminal disses on me. If you want to say something, say it. Because he don't want to debate. Because he knows he doesn't know shit about boxing. He knows his Spence doesn't know shit about boxing. He knows nothing about boxing. He knows nothing about boxing. But you want to get on here and talk shit to me. Let's go. Jim Calhoun, let my nuts go. Chocolate Giddy Up, let my nuts go. Master Payne, let my nuts go. Come on, let's go. Errol Spence Jr.'s skill set has been vastly overrated. He's not the fighter you think he is. He is a fraud. He is a fraud. What are we talking about here? He is a fraud. He's not who you think he is. He's a fraud. The guy's not who you think he is. So let's start getting him in because these guys act like they don't know. So Killer 121, he said Canelo isn't the best. He's a Mexican drug cheat. Needs to beat Triple G to be considered the best. Killer 121, step on the line, you coward. Step on the line. See, because I see you on here all the time, Killer 121, but you don't come with any facts. He's already beat Triple G, whether you like it or not. You seen Triple G's face. You got to take that L. Killer 121, step on the line, you coward. Can Spence beat the best at 154? I don't know. I think Spence it could be food in a higher weight class because if your power can't translate to a Sean Porter, you said you were going to knock out Cole. said you were going to knock out Sean Porter Cole, then how are you going to? I think Julian J. Rock Williams beats Errol Spence Jr. He's big, he's strong, he's a good boxer puncher. Errol Spence Jr. is slow at 147. What do you think he's going to be when he put on more weight at 154? Be honest and unbiased. This dude is the third Charlo brother. Let's not play that game. I agree. Punch quote, I agree. Erickson the Hammer Lubin beat Spence at 154. Big facts. Lubin's too strong and got great fundamentals and much quicker. And Triple G has to get past Sergey Deverenchenko today. We have to see what he can do. I am Moret. He says, IBFP always hating on Errol Spence. You're not being honest. You're being biased. What you swore you never be. First of all, how am I hating on Errol Spence when I say that, he's not Terrence Crawford's biggest threat? How is Errol Spence Terrence Crawford's biggest threat? When he gets beat by Sean Porter, the judges have to rob Porter to give him the victory. How is he his biggest threat? How is his biggest threat? The boxing monster, the trolls don't want it. I got Yordenis Ugas giving Spence all kinds of hell. Jose Mendoza, you're absolutely right. Yordenis Ugas, in my opinion, beat Sean Porter. Yordenis Ugas beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs. I think that's a tough fight for Terrence Crawford, and I think that's the best fight for Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford wins. I picked Terrence Crawford to get the victory, but I think that'll be his most challenging fight. I think Errol Spence Jr. would be easy work for Terrence Crawford because now we all know that Errol Spence Jr. is not fast. He gets hit way too much. And if Sean Porter can break you down, what do you think? What do you think Terrence Crawford's going to do? Terrell Knox, the LDBC fanboy in the building. Give this guy a round of applause. You had the nuts to show up on the IBFP Raw. Terrell Knox, go get him, punch quote. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Salute, Marcus Garcia, I see you. And you know what? I could agree. Glennis, I could agree. At least give him something. Give him a draw. Give him a rematch. Why is Errol Spence Jr. not rematching Sean Porter? Why is he fighting Danny Garcia? Because he know that Sean Porter already gave him that work. Mouthpiece Boxer said, what has Crawford done at 147 to tell you that Spence is easy work? It's what Crawford's done. And Crawford has already beat a Jeff Horn in his first fight and stopped him. That's what he's done. And won a world title at his first fight. No tune-ups, go right in and beats a world champion. And whether you had Jeff Horn beating Manny Pacquiao or not, we see that Manny Pacquiao still has a lot left in the sport. And Jeff Horn manhandled Manny Pacquiao a lot of that fight. Terrence Crawford didn't lose a round. He didn't lose a round. What are you talking about? He did not lose a round. Let's go. And then look at what Errol Spence has done. Arguably lost to Sean Porter, and you fought, it's just, and then you're looking to fight Danny Garcia. And if that's the easy road, Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence, a 50-50 fight. Terrell Knox says, Errol Spence beat the fuck out of Porter, won the fight 8-4, including a knockdown. Why the hell should he give Porter a rematch? You done lost your mind, Terrell Knox. You done lost your mind. How did he beat the hell out of Porter when Porter was eating him to the body? Why was he hitting Sean Porter with 20, 30, 40, 50 low blows? Did you count the low blows, Terrell? Did you count the low blows? Mouthpiece Boxing. So if Jeff Horn is a nobody, let me ask you this. If Jeff Horn's a nobody, because Jeff Horn's not skillful, then why'd he give Manny Pacquiao hell? Why'd he give Manny Pacquiao? So he beat the guy that everybody wants to fight. Everybody wants to fight Manny, but Terrence Crawford beat the guy. He took Manny's belt. Whether you believe he won or not, he gave Manny Pacquiao hell, something that Keith Thurman couldn't do. What are you talking about? Let's go. Hold on, Terrell Knox. Why can't Crawford fight Porter? Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford said they'd be open to the fight, but he wants Errol Spence first. Errol Spence has the belts, right? So why is he not fighting him? Terrence Crawford needs to fight Sean Porter next. They need to fight each other next. Boxing monster salute. Okay, I see. And you know, Sean Porter and Terence Crawford need to fight next if they don't have nobody else. Sean Porter said he's open for Terence Crawford. Kenneth Porter said he's open for Terence Crawford. Go get that Crawford smoke. Because what happens when Terence Crawford turns Sean Porter and beats him in an easier fashion than Errol Spence? Because I guarantee you, Terence Crawford has a longer reach than Errol Spence, even though he's shorter. Terence Crawford has better speed than Errol Spence. Terence Crawford has a higher boxing IQ. He doesn't sit in the high guard and hold his position and get hit with 4 or 5 shots. That's not what Terence Crawford does. That's not what Terence Crawford does. Terrell Knox, if Crawford ain't done shit, then why is Errol Spence running from the fight? Answer that shit. Answer that, Terrell. Why is Errol Spence running from the fight? If Crawford hasn't done anything, why is Errol Spence running from the fight? Explain that. Explain that. Explain that. Terence Crawford stops Errol Spence in the 10th round. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Sean Porter damn near stopped Errol Spence. He was hitting him to the body, giving that boy hell. Hurt him multiple times. What are you talking about? Crawford beat Sean Porter, absolutely right, punch quote, in more of a Felix Diaz, Jeff Horn. Terence Crawford is a beast. He has better footwork, better head movement, better speed. Let's go. Gary Manning, salute my brother. And let me call out another fanboy. Let me call out Mr. I See You. Sandy E. Rose. Sandy E. Rose left a post on my comment, and it's fanboy hunting time. And I can't read all of this because most of Sandy E. Rose's comment was absolutely garbage and trash. But you know what I'm going to do for you today? I'm going to summarize this trash. So let's summarize it. And Sandy E. Rose said, Errol Spence is the most avoided fighter. Terence Crawford choices and whose team he joined has handicapped his career, and now he has no one to fight. So first of all, if Errol Spence Jr. is trying to go undisputed, trying to be the best, why wouldn't you fight a guy like Terence Crawford? See, because we know promotional excuses don't mean shit. Because if it did, then why is Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fighting? Explain that. Why was Terence Crawford able to fight John Molina and Felix Diaz? These are all PBC and top-ranked fights. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Boxing Monster salute. Spence is flat-footed, lazy jab, poor counter-punching. Crawford has none of those weaknesses. And also, Terence Crawford has one of the highest boxing IQs there is in the sport of boxing. Every time they put a top name in front of Terence Crawford and say, Terence Crawford's going to struggle with Jeff Horn, he goes in there and blows him out of the water. Didn't lose a fucking round. They said Terence Crawford is going to have his toughest test against Victor Postol. He goes in there, blows him out of the water, and then they say, oh, Postol is not that good. And he goes in there, destroys Gamboa. He gets hurt with one shot. That was one shot. Come on, be honest and unbiased. Terrell Knox, Crawford needs to leave Bob Arum. He can't fight nobody but bums with top rank. That's because everybody's running from him. It's not about Bob Arum. It's about the PBC. Why is Gervonta Tank Davis bum bashing? But Gervonta Tank Davis has never been an undisputed champion, has he, Terrell? Because he's a PBC fighter. That's right. Be honest and unbiased. Be honest and unbiased. Be honest and unbiased. Name one fly boy. Name one big name that wants to fight Terence Crawford right now. That's wanting, not Keith Thurman, not Errol Spence, and now Sean Porter looks desperate to get another big fight. So now he's looking at Terence Crawford. Come on, be honest and unbiased. We're going to start going in. Salute to the entire UGC. Salute. Black Horseman Promotion. Salute. Now, Sean Porter. Will Sean Porter actually make the fight? One fly boy. Will Sean Porter make the fight? Because if Crawford fights Sean Porter, I'm going to call it now. Terence Crawford going to do him like he did Jeff Horn. And I understand that Sean Porter's a much better fighter than Jeff Horn. I understand he's much more accomplished. I understand Sean Porter gives everybody hell. And Sean Porter will win some rounds on Terence Crawford. I will give you that. Sean Porter is no easy out. But Terence Crawford is just a level above everybody at 147, and he's coming for all the smoke. You see, everybody wanted Terence Crawford, and nobody wanted Terence Crawford. They wanted to fight each other. Sean wanted Keith and Danny. Sean wanted Spence. Everybody wants Spence. Nobody wants Crawford. Mikey Garcia moved up. He wanted Spence because he knew he was flat-footed and slow. You have to be honest and unbiased. You have to be honest and unbiased. No one wants any smoke with Terence Bud Crawford. None. Watch, see, I look at it like this. No reason for Crawford to fight Porter, but if Bud has to, I wouldn't mind. Think about it like this. Crawford should fight Porter as a statement fight. Because if everybody else is too much of a coward to fight Terrence Crawford, he needs to take that fight against Sean Porter, beat him in better fashion than Errol Spence, and show the world what level he's on. And that's the similar thing that you guys are asking for, Devin Haney to fight Luke Campbell to show that Vasyl Lomachenko, to show what level Devin Haney's on. And that's why Devin Haney and Luke Campbell are looking to make that fight. I believe Haney's the real deal. If he goes in there against Luke Campbell and blows him out of the water, that shows you he's the real deal. Let's go. Let's keep going. Mouthpiece Boxing, give me a fact. Give me a fact. Give me a fact, Mouthpiece Boxing, because all I'm hearing is mouthpiece and trash coming out of your mouth. Let's go. Let's go. Give me some facts. Give me some facts. Now, Terrell Knox said Crawford ain't done nothing. At welterweight, he's 32. Tank is 24. They both have the same resume, so let me guess. Everyone Duncan Tank. How do they have the same resume and Terrence Crawford was undisputed at 140? You don't know shit about boxing. If you say that Terrence Crawford and Tank Davis have the same resume, you don't know shit about boxing. Explain that to me. And name one top-level fighter Gervonta Tank Davis has fought. Name one. Because Tank Davis has done nothing in boxing. Nothing. He's fighting guys moving up in weight. Now, I think Terrence Crawford should be next for Spence. I honestly agree with you, Wasi. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence should be fighting right now, but we know Spence wants to fight Danny Garcia. He wants to fight Danny fucking Garcia. He wants to fight that. Who wants to? Why? Nobody's calling for the Danny fucking Garcia fight. Nobody's calling for that shit. Who wants to see that? Who wants to see Danny Garcia? Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's be honest and unbiased. What else y'all got to say? Mouthpiece, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? He said Tank knocked out Pedraza. What the hell has Pedraza done in the sport to make him an elite level fighter? What's Pedraza's resume, Terrell? What's Pedraza's resume? Because you're talking about Pedraza like he's the truth. What's Pedraza's resume? What is Jose Pedraza's resume that makes him elite? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What has Pedraza done to make him elite? So you fanboys don't have no answers when we call it out. You have no answers. You have none. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Salute Mikey Telez. Let's go. Mouthpiece Boxing, you don't know shit about boxing. Terrell Knox said Pedraza was beating up your Lord and Savior Lomachenko. You must not listen to the IBFP, my brother. You must not listen to the IBFP at all. And Pedraza, Awasi, go ahead and ether this dude on Pedraza. Pedraza gave him some issues, but I think Loma pretty much won every round, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he won pretty much every fucking round. Come on now, be honest. Be honest. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Mouthpiece Boxing. Now, I know no one's saying Pedraza's trash. Former champ. You can give Pedraza all the credit in the world. But Pedraza's not elite. And you're not getting elite level status for beating a Jose Pedraza. You're just simply not. What has he done? What has he done? What has he done? What has he done? Unbiased or biased boxing talk. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on. Let's see what Unbiased says. Loma used Pedraza as a surgery tune-up, and he got hit less than Tank when he won a full 12 rounds. Boom. Give him some facts, Unbiased, because these fanboys don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. Explain it. These dudes are cowards. These dudes are cowards. Why is Tank Davis moving up in weight but not trying to fight Vasil Lomachenko? Explain that to me. If Pedraza, if he can beat everybody Loma beat in better fashion, why is he not trying to fight Loma next? Because you know Loma would take that fight right now. Hold on. Terrell Knox, how is Sergey Kovalev a cherry pick? What are you talking about? The chat, you got to go in on this, dude. This is why the LDBC is trash. Because you say stupid shit. Canelo Alvarez is not cherry picking Sergey Kovalev. And if you think that, you're stupid. You don't know shit about boxing. How are you cherry picking a guy 2 weight classes above you, a guy who just won 2 fights in a row against 2 undefeated fighters and is a world champion? How is Canelo Alvarez cherry picking Sergey Kovalev? Explain yourself, Terrell. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Because from now on, you're no longer Terrell Knox. Your new name is the Trash Man. You're the Trash Man. You're the Trash Man. Mouthpiece Boxing, salute. That we can agree on. Because this guy, Terrell Knox, is absolutely a trash man. This is why nobody respects the LDBC. You're so big of a fan. Are you saying Canelo's ducking Jamal Charlo? Jamal Tune-Up Charlo? Jamal Paper Champ Charlo? Jamal, who the fuck have I fought Charlo? Is that who you talking about? What? Because I know y'all was fanboying for him. Come on, Terrell Knox. Don't be a coward now. Step back into the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Don't be a coward now. Pull your panties down. Let's go. Let's go. You said you wanted this smoke. Come on. Because Canelo ain't ducking none of these clowns. He's fighting everybody. He's fighting a guy 2 weight classes. Bring your ass back into the chat. Terrell Knox, the Trash Man. Come on. Let's go. See, this is what happened when I give him the smoke. They beg for the smoke and then he gets spanked. Then he gets spanked. You know what, Terrell Knox? I can understand why you don't want to respond. This is what you need to do, Terrell Knox. Go ahead and get one of your bosses from the LDBC to come over here and I'll get rid of them too. Go get your boss and ask for permission if you can come and talk. Let's go. Go get your boss because you ain't got the answers quick enough. Go get one of your bosses because they're the ones who's feeding you this garbage and you're regurgitating it. Let's go. Let's go. Go get your boss. Tell him to come check in. Let's go. Hold on. Mouthpiece Boxing says, so let me get this straight. If you like Spence, you're a fanboy. But if you can't for Crawford, you're what? Hold on. You can like Errol Spence, and that doesn't make you a fanboy. Errol Spence is a good quality fighter. He's not an elite fighter, and he's not what fanboys make him out to be. So liking Errol Spence does not make you a fanboy. I like Errol Spence. I have no problem with Errol Spence. I don't like the fact that Errol Spence doesn't want to fight the best. That's my problem, Mouthpiece Boxing. You got to listen carefully. You can't just get on here and cap bullshit and expect me to give you a pass. You can't expect that, bro. I'm being honest and unbiased. Errol Spence Jr. is not the best fighter at 147, and he's ducking all the smoke. Be honest and unbiased. Watson Rahman, absolutely. We need Spence to play ball with Bud Crawford before he loses. Because we all see the writing on the wall. We all see the writing on the wall. We all see the writing on the wall. Goldstein, my brother. My brother. The LDBC taking it with no lube. None at all. None at all. None at all. And hold up, we got to get to the UGC right here. He said, Errol Spence let all you fanboys down. He didn't live up to the hype y'all created for him. 100% honest and unbiased. You can't get any better than the motherfucking UGC. He spoke nothing but truth and facts on that. Because look at it. Errol Spence Jr., the LWBC, hyped him up and said he was going to knock Sean Porter out cold. Sean Porter was still standing at the end of the fight. Sean Porter was hurting his boy to the body. What are you talking about? Sean Porter was robbed of that victory. Terrell Knox decided to pull his panties up and come back in the chat. He said Kovalev is the weakest link at 147, almost got stopped by inexperienced yard. The man is old, decrepit, and weak to the body. So let me ask you this. If Sergey Kovalev is so trash and he's garbage, right? He's garbage, Terrell, according to you. Then how about this? Why is Jamal Charlo not trying to fight him? Because Jamal Charlo is looking for the easy. He's fighting the guy that just moved up from 154 and Dennis Hogan. And before that, he fought another dude at 154 that moved up in Brandon Adams. What are you talking about? Now he's talking about possibly fighting a Julian J. Rock Williams moving up again from 154 to 160. When is he's going to fight a guy at 160 at his weight? But Canelo's going to have a height advantage, a reach disadvantage, a weight disadvantage. Canelo's going to be at more disadvantage than any other fight he's ever had. What are you talking about? And Anthony Yarde was put out to be one of the next stars of boxing. Anthony Yarde is no garbage, a trash fighter. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Sergey Kovalev still has the ability to beat almost anybody at 175. Not saying he will, but he has the ability. How is that a cherry pick, bro? You're a casual boxing fan and you don't know shit about boxing. The UGC then called it. Come on now. Emmanuel Moreno. Sean Porter was robbed. 7-5 Porter. This is what I'm talking about. These are facts. Unbiased says Charlo would die versus Kovalev. Jamal Charlo wouldn't beat Demetrius Andre, much less Sergey Kovalev. What are you talking about? Canelo stopped Jamal Charlo. He's the big version of Errol Spence. That's what Jamal Charlo is. He's slow. He's lethargic, has a low IQ. Derek James clearly is one of the worst trainers there is, period. He's one of the worst. Terrell Knox says, Charlo been calling out Canelo and Triple G name. Canelo vacated his damn belt to duck Charlo. See, this is what we're talking about. Terrell Knox, you need to go get your daddy from the LDBC, bring your daddy across the street and come talk to a real one. Because let me explain to you about this, Terrell. This is how I know you don't know shit about boxing. Canelo Alvarez never vacated a belt at all. He was elevated to franchise champion. That's not anything that he asked for. That's what the WBC corrupt ass did. The WBC is trash, but they decided to elevate Canelo to gift Jamal Charlo a belt. They need to gift the PBC and Charlo a belt, and that's what he got. He was gifted a belt. Name one top-level fighter Jamal Charlo has fought. Don't worry, I'll wait. Just name one. Just name one. Just name one. Mouthpiece Boxing. So if Spence is the big version of Charlo, then Spence beats J-Rock, right? With that logic? Absolutely not. J-Rock, and see, this is the problem with you, Mouthpiece Boxing. You're so quick to look to counter. This is why you're going to get knocked out. This is why you're going to get knocked out, because you clearly can't keep up. So let me explain it. If he's the big version of Charlo, dum-dum, then what would that make Spence the small version? J-Rock has the height and size advantage on Errol Spence. Errol Spence's power is not going to translate to 54 and 60. You couldn't hurt a guy who's not known as a power puncher in Sean Porter. What are you going to do against that? What are you talking about? Mouthpiece says, I'm killing this man. Mouthpiece, you're killing yourself. It looked like you're going to be on suicide watch after this. Let's go. Unbiased says Charlo would lose to J-Rock and Charlo is a tune-up for Canelo. You're absolutely right. You know, let's be honest and unbiased about this. Errol Spence is not moving up at 160 and beat nobody. There's no one at 160 pounds, no one at 160 that Errol Spence can beat, period. Eddie Spax, Terrell is biased, ego's bitch. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He beat him at 154, dum-dum. He beat him at 154, idiot. He beat him at 54, you stupid idiot. How do you not? Are you delusional? I've already made a video of this, so I'm going to put it like this. Since you don't know anything about boxing, go over to the IBFP, study my video so you can learn what boxing is and who's the best. And at that point, you can come back and have an intelligent conversation because we've already went over this. Wasi Rahman, you're absolutely right. Spencer gets smashed. Spence does not beat Danny Jacobs. He does not beat, he just simply doesn't. He doesn't beat Canelo, Triple G. He does. Sergey Deverenchenko knocks out Errol Spence at 160. Sergey Deverenchenko. When you can't hurt a guy from 135, that's the guy you were supposed to bulldoze, Mikey. You wanted to box him. UGC. Absolutely right. He clout chasing on the wrong channel. Pull your skirt down, Mouthpiece Boxing, before you get that mouthpiece knocked the fuck out. Terrell Knox. School is in session and we taking these casual fanboys to class. Oh my God. It's almost it's almost unbelievable that Terrell Knox is smoking. He's smoking something because it got to be smoking some with crack mixed in it. Because the only way that this guy's talking about Canelo's ducking Charlo's a tune-up fight. Name one 160-pounder. Did Jamal Charlo duck Danny Jacobs? Did he keep that same energy with Danny Jacobs? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Wasi says, I don't know if Spence has enough skill to beat champions at 154 too. I think the Jaime Munguia fight is a problem for Errol Spence. Believe it or not, I think that's a hard fight for Errol Spence, and Munguia has the power to knock him cold out. I think J-Rock has enough. He's a great boxer puncher. I think he would give Errol Spence hell. Mouthpiece Boxing needs to be drug tested. Let me find out Mouthpiece Boxing is at the rodeo with Chocolate Giddy Up getting his back blown out. That's what he's doing. Because Mouthpiece Boxing, you don't know shit about boxing. Terrell Knox, you don't know shit about boxing. He said, what would you be saying if Wilder or Spence got elevated to franchise champion? You would call them ducks. Keep that same energy with Canelita, fanboy. So let me explain to you why Wilder or Spence doesn't make sense to be elevated to a franchise champion. Look, first of all, I don't believe in franchise champions. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put that out there. I think that this is some shit that the WBC made up, which was stupid. I don't agree with the franchise championship belt, but if you're going to make anybody a franchise champion, at least let it be Canelo Alvarez. This is a guy who's fought Shane Mosley, a guy who's fought Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, and Triple G twice, a guy who's finna fight Sergey Kovalev. Who the fuck is Wilder fight besides a bum bash? And he lost to Tyson Fury. They had to rob Tyson Fury. They had to rob Sean Porter. Who the fuck is Errol Spence fought? This is what we're talking about. You don't know shit about boxing. Salute to the UGC. Back blown out promotions. That's it. That's it. Boxing Monster, salute my brother. Salute. Salute. Unbiased or biased boxing talk. He says Wilder or Spence and franchise champion should never be in the same sentence. Absolutely. These guys have accomplished and done shit. They're holding a belt hostage. And Errol Spence Jr. is clearly holding those belts hostage from Crawford. Those are Crawford's belts that he's holding. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Edgar Rocha says the dichotomy between upload IBFP and live stream nuke is scary. It's good. That's what it is. You know, and Monday through Friday is the IBFP. But on the weekend, we bring that raw shit, and this is what the people want. This is what the people get. This is what the people want. This is what the people get. Mouthpiece Boxing says, you wasn't specific, bro. I'll take that L, but I was at the fight, so I knew exactly which Charlo beat. I thought you were speaking of Jamal. Of course you did. See, this is what I'm saying, Mouthpiece. At least you can be respectful. At least you know when you need to take an L. At least you know when you need to take an L. Absolutely right, Mikhail. Please don't talk about Wilder that way. He's recovering from his miscarriage. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Salute, Edgar Rocha. Say it with your chest. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's right, Kevin Gomez. Salute to you. UGC, salute. The realest boxing talk. IBFP, UGC. We give you nothing but the real. Nothing but the real. Let's go. See, now the fanboys are starting to tell off. Where are you at, Terrell? Terrell, where are your comments at? Don't tell me you're getting back blown out again by the general of the LDBC. Who leads the LDBC? Who set you guys' agenda? Because you guys truly have the worst talking points in boxing. You think Canelo Alvarez is cherry picking Sergey Kovalev, but then you give Errol Spence full credit for beating Mikey Garcia but unable to knock him out. You ignore the fact that Sean Porter got robbed, and you think that Jamal Charlo is being ducked by everybody. These are the worst talking points anybody can give you. This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. If you believe any of this and you subscribe to an LDBC channel, you need to rethink your life. You need to rethink about your life because that shit is stupid. That is stupid. Mouthpiece Boxing says, bro, I told you I'm not emotional. I can't talk boxing and disagree with that being a fanboy. Seems like some dudes okay with the chat want to hold hands. Now, hold on now. No one's saying that. You're not a fanboy, but when you make fanboy comments, you get put in that lane, and you have to be honest about that. Unbiased or Biased Boxing Talk says he knows this sport made 100 videos about Errol Spence bulldozing, and Spence got his ass whooped Now he's saying Spence had Floyd versus Maidana performance. The motherfucker's a crackhead. So let me be honest and unbiased about He Knows His Sport. I know He Knows His Sport is my biggest fan. I know he's always watching my channel. I know he always has to say what he needs to say. So let me explain this about He Knows His Sport. Let me explain this about He Knows His Sport. He Knows His Sport secretly wanted Errol Spence to bulldoze him. He Knows His Sport really needs to make 100-part videos about why the fuck he was wrong, because he don't know nothing about boxing. He don't know nothing about boxing. Clearly, he don't know nothing about boxing. Mando Solo say LDBC are trash and racist, not real boxing. Absolutely. These guys are promoting a narrative and agenda. A narrative and agenda. And Terrell Knox said, I come here to either of you dudes because y'all usually get blocked on the LDBC stream, so you can thank me for being here to debate you and your yes man. Hold on. You haven't named the facts yet, Terrell. Name one fact. 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 I'm waiting. Salute to Baltimore. Salute to Baltimore in the building. Salute to Baltimore. Mouthpiece, you got to name a fact, my brother. Name a fact that I can agree with, and then we can talk, because I need facts. Before you come in here, I need a fact. Wasi says He Knows His Sports know how to make himself look dumb really well. Look, I got a message for He Knows His Sports, because I know He Knows His Sports is listening to my channel, and I know that he keeps making these videos and keep trying to throw me in there low key. So He Knows His Sports. Whenever you gather your nuts, come see me, and I'll debate you on here one-on-one, me and you. No one will interrupt. You've debated me before, and you've lost every point you've ever tried to make. You've lost every point you've tried to make. So you come back on here, I'm going to destroy you. So He Knows His Sports. I know you're listening. Like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, and let my nuts go. Thank you. Salute to Bruce motherfucking Vane. Salute. Salute. Mikey Tellez say, do you know if Clarissa Shields is going to fight tonight or no? From my understanding, that fight has been canceled. That fight, and that was, oh my God. Woo, that was a hell of a punch. A hell of a punch. Mendo Solo, big facts. He got to. He got to. He got to. Just Punch quote confirmed it. The fight is off. Terrell Knox says Wilder is the best heavyweight in boxing right now. Facts. Andy Ruiz in second place in the LDB been saying that AJ was a hype job. First of all, Terrell Knox, I'm going to destroy you and tell you why you don't know shit about boxing. This is why the LDBC is trash. So if AJ was a hype job, why in the fuck did Deontay Wilder turn down $120 million? Answer that. Answer that. Answer that. Terrell Knox, don't get on here talking about Bruce fucking Vane. That's an OG. That's an OG. Let Bruce Vane's nuts go. I'm saying it for you, Bruce. Terrell Knox, let Bruce Vane nuts go, because he done destroyed the LDBC more times than I can count. Let this man's nuts go, Terrell. And if Deontay Wilder was the best heavyweight, he would have fought Anthony Joshua, but he turned down life-changing money. He's a coward. He's a coward. And now you want to fight Andy Ruiz? You want to fight Andy? Let's see who win the rematch. How about that? UGC, Terrell Knox, answer the UGC call. They said, so Errol Spence Jr. is not a hype job? Is Errol, because we know what Errol Spence Jr. is right now. We know what Errol Spence Jr. is right now. Sean Porter made it very clear. Unbiased or biased boxing talk. He Knows the Sports looks like Dillian White, little brother with LeBron James. Oh, my goodness. And see, you got to understand, He Knows the Sport. I know you're listening, so this message is just for you. Tell me why your hairline is running away from your face. You look like a fake-ass Stephen A. Smith. Let's go. Let's go. Watching Ramon says, most accomplished heavyweight doesn't correlate with hype job. If it does, then Wilder's the biggest hype in the division. Facts. See, you don't become a unified champion and you're a hype job, like Anthony Joshua was. He won multiple belts by fighting top 10 competition again and again and again and again and again. AJ, in some people's eyes, is still the best heavyweight because Andy Ruiz has to do it again. Before Andy Ruiz can be crowned, he got to do it again. 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 Mikhail says Wilder is the best heavyweight because because no other heavyweight man besides Wilder has ever fought and defended a championship while he was pregnant and breastfeeding. Big facts. Terrell Knox, let's hear about your trash. Let's hear about your trash. He said he turned down 100 mil because there was no guarantee that he was going to beat Miller. Wilder made the right choice because Ruiz definitely defeated AJ, and Wilder would be stuck in a contract that AJ couldn't fulfill. What are you talking about, Terrell? So tell me this. Let's break down how stupid the LDBC is. So you get offered 120 million for a 3-fight deal. You fight Dominic Breazeale for 20, and then you fight Anthony Joshua, and then you fight a rematch. That's 3 fights, moron. That's 3 fights. That's 3. Just follow me here, Terrell. That's 3 fights. He got about 7 to 10 million for Breazeale, who damn near bankrupt Showtime, but you would have made 20 on the zone. So who losing 10 million is smart? That's stupid. And then you lose the rest of the contract. Okay, so Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz. You still would have made 120 million. So in your 3 fights that you're having now with Fury, with Ortiz, and with Dominic Breazeale, you're not going to make 120 million. So that still proves that he's stupid. And you're not stuck in a contract if you got 3 fights. That's quick. He would have already been out of it by January 2020. What are you talking about, Terrell? What are you talking about? Hey, if he was in a contract with DAZN, he could have been fighting Ruiz right now for the belts. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't keep ducking guys. And that's what's costing you the money. You're stupid. Unbiased or biased, Terrell is Brent. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's getting his back blown out by the LDBC generals. That's what this really is. Back blown out promotion. Salute to the UGC. Terrell Knox will be the next co-host for He Knows His Sport. They're going to make a 100-part series while the LDBC don't know shit. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alan R. says Sergey Deverenchenko too small for 160. I think that Sergey Deverenchenko is not the biggest fighter at 160, but he got enough power to compete at 160. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I think he has a stocky, strong, stout frame that can give anybody at 160 a problem just because he got power. But let's go. Let's go. And just like Remy say, how does Anthony Joshua lose to Andy Ruiz and Deontay Wilder is still the B-side? Explain that shit. Explain that. Somebody explain that. How are you still the B-side? And Anthony Joshua lost the fight. Nobody gives a damn about Deontay Wilder. Nobody. That's really it. He said, what's next for Danny Jacobs? I heard he's fighting Chavez Jr. I heard that Chavez Jr. most recently don't want to fight next, so Jacobs is looking for somebody else. Chavez Jr. is just not the guy. He is just not it. Terrell Knox said it's not hypothetical, though, because Ruiz beat the fuck out of AJ, and if he win the rematch, then what? That $100 million contract means nothing because AJ don't have the belt. It's still $100 million, moron. So what belt does Luis Ortiz have? What belt does Luis Ortiz have? Answer that. And he's not getting a $100 million contract to fight Luis Ortiz. What belt does Tyson Fury have? See, this is how you make yourself look stupid. So Tyson Fury doesn't have a belt. Luis Ortiz doesn't have a belt. But he's not getting $100 million for those 2 fights combined. So you still look stupid for not taking the money. You always take the guaranteed bag and a chance at all the belts. He ducked the match and he fucked himself. Wasi, get this clown. Terrell Knox it is hypothetical because how do we know AJ would have Ruiz at the time of the contract? Big facts. Because, as opponents change, contracts change, things change. You got to be honest and unbiased. Glenn's Bryant says, Terrell, if the LWC is so powerful, none of your boys took over Wilder. Come on, let's go. Unbiased, you can't turn down 100 million. Think you're the best? Come on now. A contract is a contract regardless of the belt. Nobody turns down 100 million unless you're a coward. A coward turned down $100 million because he simply doesn't want AJ to knock him. And how do you know AJ loses to Wilder if they fight today? AJ could still knock him out. You act like AJ's trash. You lose one fight to a guy like Andy Ruiz. And let me explain to you something about Andy Ruiz Jr. A lot of people look at Andy Ruiz Jr. as undefeated because a lot of people felt like Andy Ruiz Jr. got robbed against Joseph Parker. That's what they feel like. And Andy Ruiz Jr. has never been outclassed or humiliated by anybody. He's never lost aside from the Joe Parker fight, when the fight in most people thought he got robbed. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? And you got to look at Andy Ruiz is no cherry pick. That was a legitimate opponent, a good opponent, a better opponent than Wilder's facing in Brazil. Anthony Joshua's leftover. Mouthpiece Boxing, you still here? Oh, no, it looks like Mouthpiece Boxing went to fill out his job application for the LDBC. UGC, so Wilder is so elite, he turned down generational wealth to prove it. Facts. So you turned down generational wealth to fight the oldest man in boxing in Luis King Kong Ortiz. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Alan, you're absolutely right. Ruiz quick, heavy hands are a problem for any heavy. I don't know one heavyweight that's gonna have an easy night with Andy Ruiz. He's gonna give everybody hell. Terrell Knox says, y'all can't keep hating on the LDBC, but we shining. I bet y'all didn't know we have a phone app and we have a sponsorship patch for Boxer's Trunk. We living in y'all head rent free. Look. Terrell Knox is right, everybody. They do have a sponsorship for toilet paper. They do. They're willing to put their logo on toilet paper so you can wipe your ass with it. So yes, congratulations on your toilet paper and your sponsorship. Congratulations. Black Wall Street. And he says Bomb Squad. Black Wall Street, I'm surprised to see you in here. It's good to see you strapped on your nuts and came to see me. Let's go. Let's go. William Calhoun says Deontay turned down $100 million because he's scared that AJ going to knock his ass out. Facts. Big facts. Big facts. Samuel Shaw, I see you, my brother. I see you, my brother. Salute to the UGC. You have never been more right, my brother. Salute, Alan. I appreciate it. Marcus Garcia, the LDBC out here is pushing this false narrative that Errol and Wilder are the faces of boxing. And we know that ain't true. Because neither one of them want to fight the best guy in the division. Neither one of them. And then how are you going to say AJ got exposed when Wilder lost to Fury? And because he's been able to keep that belt from being, off of a robbery. What are we talking about? Terrell Knox says Luis Ortiz would have beaten the brakes off it. Why he didn't take the fight then, Terrell? You realize that Luis Ortiz was paid $500,000 for the first Wilder fight. AJ offered them a contract for $7 million in a shot at multiple belts, and Luis Ortiz turned it down. Explain that. If Terrell Knox, explain that. Explain that, because you clearly don't know shit. You clearly don't know. Wasi, come on now. He said, I'd rather keep my integrity than panhandle for the LDBC. Come on now. Come on now. Mouthpiece Boxing. Okay, salute. Salute. Do what you got to do. One Flyboy says AJ got knocked out. Though. Of course he did. It's part of the game. That's what happens when you fight good fighters. When you fight a fighter that can fight, that's not 8,000 years old, a guy with fast hands, a guy that can actually fight. There's going to be wins and losses, and sometimes knockout happens. What do you think Crawford's going to do to Spence? Why do you think Spence don't want that work? Come on now. Wilder is the CEO of Nose Ring Promotions. Woo! Woo! AJ Chin might be weaker than Amir Khan. Maybe, but we'll never know, because how many times has AJ been knocked out? He's a former unified world champion. See, this is what I'm saying. These guys don't know nothing about boxing and get on here and start talking trash. Terrell Knox said how Fury got robbed when he got knocked down twice, but Kovalev and Triple G won against Ward and Jacobs because they because of one knockdown. Y'all inconsistent. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, this is the problem with the LDBC. You try to summarize everything with a knockdown. A knockdown doesn't make or break a fight for the most part. Close competitive fights, you have to look at every round and then factor the knockdown. So when you look at the Tyson Fury fight versus Deontay Wilder, the dude legitimately lost 10 rounds and only won the 2 he got the knockdown. Only 2. So if you can count, you can clearly see he lost the fight, moron. Let's go. And Deontay Wilder is already downplaying the Usyk fight. Already. already. Where's Daniel Jake? Daniel Jake, you've been talking all this trash about me all week. Daniel Jake, step in the building. Daniel Jake. Daniel Jake, pull your skirt down, step in the building. I'm waiting on you. Daniel Jake, tell your mom and your daddy it has finally come home. Welcome to the IBFP. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Boxer Man. These guys are casual. A knockdown is 1 point, not an automatic win. These guys are idiots. And you're right, Wazzy. We don't know what Usyk's going to be at the heavyweight division, but you see Wilder already making excuses as to why he shouldn't fight Usyk right now. He already has a handful of excuses as why he's not going to fight him right now. You need to be open to the Usyk fight. You need to be open. The heavyweight division is small. You should be open to everybody. What are you talking about? Jim Calhoun. Jim Calhoun. Stop touching your ankles. Stand up straight. Wipe the lipstick off and step in the chat. I'm waiting on you. Jim Calhoun, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Terrell Knox, Fury landed no punches. Wilder did way more damage. Fighting is about damage. Y'all say Floyd was a runner, but Fury get past inconsistency. What are you talking about? This literally has nothing to do with Floyd Mayweather. Nothing to do with Floyd. This is the problem with guys. When you have a problem, this is a problem with guys. Is when you're trying to make a point, you start holding on to Floyd's nuts. First thing you need to do is let Floyd's nuts go so you can assess the situation. Tyson Fury won 10 rounds. Let Floyd Mayweather's nuts go. I'm tired of it. Floyd has nothing to do with this conversation. Let his nuts go. Let his nut, please let his nuts go. God damn, these guys right here want to hold on to nuts all day. Let the nuts go. I'm coming out with the IBFP Let My Nuts Go shirt because that's all you guys do is hold on to nuts the whole time when we try to make, a valid point. We're talking boxing. You're holding nuts. What are we talking here? Come on now. Let's go. Let's go. Salute to the UGC. Subscribe. Hit that like button. Let's keep this fire going. Let's keep that fire going. Everybody in the chat, I need it. Who wins tonight? Triple G, Deverenchenko. Who wins? LDBC Beta Male. Who wins? Triple G, Deverenchenko. Who wins tonight? Triple G, Sergey Deverenchenko. Who wins tonight? Who wins tonight? That's right, man. Well, free Floyd's nuts. We started a campaign. Let's go. Dante's Bias Nation. I keep from Dante's Bias Nation. You too, bro. Boxing Ego. I'm calling all you fanboy channels out. Anybody from the LDBC that got a channel that wants this smoke, step on the IBFP Raw. I'll humiliate you. Step on the IBFP Raw. Issue a challenge. I'll come get you. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Anybody. Anybody. It's time to let them nuts go. It's the season. It's the season. These dudes out here squirrely. Salute, Trav. He says, should Sergey Deverenchenko move down to 54, 47? I think Chinko's doing well at 60. I think he's a problem because of his power. It's just his height is an issue. But he's a very good fighter. Let's see if he can do something with it tonight. UGC says they love nuts more than EJ. Woo, woo. Big facts. We know what Boxing Ego is. Tell me why this dude is trying to block me and I don't even know who he is. And hold up, how is Luis Ortiz the boogeyman? Boxing Ego calling Luis Ortiz the boogeyman of the heavyweight. How are you the boogeyman of the heavyweight division? And you straight up ducked Anthony Joshua. You straight up ducked him. Hold on. Let's talk about some more. Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford. That fight needs to happen next. If Sean Porter doesn't have a legitimate fight set up and Errol Spence is fighting Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Terrence Crawford need to happen next. I want Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, but Errol Spence doesn't have his nuts strapped on, is not looking for Terrence Crawford, is going to duck him and avoid him at all costs. I think it makes sense for Terrence Crawford to fight Sean Porter. That needs to happen. That needs to happen right now. That needs to happen. The Crackhead said, have you ever tried contacting Dante's Boxing Nation or Ego to have a live conversation? Absolutely. I send floaters out all the time. And, if you don't notice this, a crackhead, they might be your cousin as far as the crack goes because the things they say is nonsense. DBN and Ego Duck and Nuke. Absolutely right. Tell him I want all the smoke. Tell him I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. Absolutely right. That shit crazy. It says Waters ducked the entire division recycling BS. Absolutely. This guy want to fight Dominic Brazil. Why was he not fight Andy Ruiz? Why is he not fighting anybody legitimate? At least fight Adam Kwanaki. What are you saving Adam Kwanaki for? What are you saving Adam Kwanaki for? Go ahead and fight him. This is the problem. Water has a chance to beat anybody, but he's scared. What are we talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's keep going. Victor states, Water has not proved himself, yet he almost got knocked out by 40-year-old Ortiz and clearly got outboxed by Fury. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dude almost got knocked out and then got clearly outboxed by Tyson Fury. Anybody that would say that don't know nothing, that would disagree with that, don't know shit about boxing. Terrell Knox says, you in Texas, right, Nuke? We need to schedule a live sparring session, no headgear, no gloves, with as much noise as you'd be talking on here. Terrell Knox, first of all, what part of Texas you at? Because we can do that. But the problem with that, though, Terrell, is you're going to have to strap your nuts on. And I know that's a problem for boys like you, because I don't play no games. You going to sleep, you step in the ring with me. And that's big facts. Because you ain't named one fact on here. And I already know you don't know shit about boxing. You're a keyboard warrior. Chris W. Water been outboxed by most of his opponents. Big facts, bro. You got to be honest and unbiased. Water got rocked by Eric Molina. He got rocked by Eric Molina. Remy says, I'll spar you in the streets, Knox. Remy, salute. 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 See, this is what happens. This is what happened. See, Terrell, now your card has been pulled. Now your card has been pulled. Where you at, Terrell? Your card has been pulled, my brother. Your card has been pulled. Where are you at? And you still haven't named one fact on it. See, this is what happened. He needs to go get his daddy. That's right. Terrell must be from Houston. See, you think that I'm one of these little dudes and that you can try to weight bully. Ain't going to be no weight bullying here, brother. Salute to Boxing Monster in the building. Salute. Salute. We going in. We going in. I'm in H-Town, home of the Double Cup Tea, 10 minutes away from NASA headquarters. We can meet there anytime. I think we exposed you, Terrell. We know you from DeSoto. We know what kind of dude you is, ducking the real smoke, saying, oh, we'll fight. But then you're going to want to spar, you know, at the end of 2021. I know what your game plan is. I know you got the Easy Road Promotions on there. I know what you're doing. You Easy Road Promotion. Let me find out that Terrell Knox and Chocolate Giddy Up are the same person. Let me find out that's who you guys are. Come on now. Josh says, these dudes changing the subject, talking about they want to spar you, Nuke. That's all they have. This is what I'm talking about. So you want to spar because you can't come with a fact? This is what we're talking. You want to spar because you can't come with a fact? Come on now. Pull your skirt down, B. You want to spar because you don't have any facts. You don't have any facts. Come on, give me some facts. These dudes are cowards. Let's go. And then we know there's fake pay-per-view numbers with Errol Spence and the PBC. We know it's not strap season. Oh, no, but there's one thing that I really wanted to address is that Gervonta Tank Davis, and this is unbiased or biased boxing talk, and, you know, he made a video and he said Tank Davis stated that, you know, he has like top 5 boxing skills in boxing or whatever, top 5 skilled boxer or whatever. That don't make any sense because Loma, Crawford, Canelo, Andrade, Fury, Josh Taylor, I just named way more than 5 fighters who have more skills than Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank Davis is a power fighter. If Tank Davis want to do something, he needs to step up and fight and prove he has skills. That's what he needs to do. Terrell, you're going to be trying to push the fight out to 2022, the beginning of the year. I know what you're going to do. You don't want it. See, when they lose in the base, they want to fight. Salute to the UGC. Salute to the UGC. That's what I'm talking about, emotional. So, you want to spar the man because you can't back up your claim. That's what I'm saying. Give me some real work, and then we can talk. Then we can debate. Give me something. Barker Raider says chocolate giddy up and he knows the sports second channel. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it is. They're going to say I'm on the wrong side of Texas. Ha, ha, ha. Salute. Salute. Steve said, what do you think about Jerome Boots Ennis? Jerome Boots Ennis looks like a special fighter. We're going to get to see what he's made of, but he looks special. Jerome Ennis looks like the good, so we're going to see what he turns out to be. We're going to keep an eye on him. I like Jerome Ennis. I think he's a good fighter. Let's see what he got. As he keeps going, I think Jerome Ennis is going to be a very special fighter. Let's see. Let's see. Come on now. I've been calling you dudes out for a long time. Let's go. Let's go. Anybody else? Anybody else want some smoke? Welcome to the channel. Get some smoke. I'm waiting on all the smoke. Because I think it's clear none of these dudes really want any smoke. These dudes just talking. These dudes just talking. They don't want it. They don't want it. Rob Cruz said, finally, in a boxing channel that fanboy moderators don't block you for talking about PBC fighter. And you know what, man? The problem is that the PBC, there's too many PBC fanboy channels out here. There simply is. William Calhoun says Gervonta Davis clearly fought bum bashes, and that's why they're getting so much hype. And honestly, he's trash, bro. Honestly, he's just absolute garbage. This dude is out there looking like a what do they call those dolls? The Cabbage Patch dolls. This dude right here is trash. Cheryl Knox says, I've earned a wrench. Cheryl Knox, I'm convinced that you smoke, you smoke with weed mixed with crack, because there's no way. Eddie, I see you, my brother. Salute. I appreciate it, my brother. Salute. Josh said, I wish these fanboys would come out and try to debate you. They ain't got facts, straight marks. They know you here, Nuke. Can't wait to see more of Virgil Ortiz. Man, Virgil Ortiz is the truth. Anybody that want to debate me, step on the chat and we'll go at it right now. I think Virgil Ortiz is the truth. I think he's showing that he's a special fighter. He's not going to be an easy out for anybody. And I think with a couple more fights, my God, this man could be a world champion. That's right, my brother. That's right. Woo! Augustine is calling it. Virgil Ortiz stops Errol Spence. The way Errol Spence gets hit, I wouldn't be surprised. And Virgil Ortiz, the last two guys that he fought, he knocked out two guys who had never been stopped before. And these guys are one of these guys that already been in with a guy like, Jose Ramirez, a unified world champion, 140. Let's be honest. Chris Colbert, I think he's good, man. And he showed in this last fight that Lil B-Hop showed that he has power, got the knockout. Much respect to Chris Colbert. I just need to keep seeing more. These guys just got to keep cranking out the fights. Unfortunately, sometimes these guys with the PBC, they don't get as many fights as they need. They're not keeping these guys as active enough. And I like Chris Colbert. I like Jerron Ennis. I think they're both good fighters. Salute to both of them. Derek James, you need to go. You're right about that. I've been telling you, Derek James, I knew Derek James was a garbage trash trainer when Jermell Charlo was losing. And Derek James turned around and said, hey, when Derek James turned around and said, hey, go get him. Go get him. I'm like, what, go get him? What the hell does that mean? Give these dudes some instructions on how to win the fight. We know Jermell Charlo is limited, but we know Errol Spence is limited too. The only time we've ever seen Errol Spence look elite is against a guy from 135. Trav, it's too easy. It's too easy, my brother. Vada or nada. It's too easy for these dudes. It's too easy for these dudes. Devin Haney special, bro. Devin Haney can bang. And he's going to go to 147 eventually, bro. He's not going to be at 135 too long. He's not going to be there too long. He's going to have to go. Triple G versus Charlo be an action-packed fight. Honestly, Because, Jamal Charlo doesn't have elite level defense, so he's going to have to train with Triple G at some point, and that's when he's going to get knocked out. Line him up, Augustine, knocking him down. Knocking him down. That's it. Virgil Ortiz is the truth. I will give you that. Absolutely right, Emmanuel Moreno. Salute. Haney has great hands. Loma would need to test his footwork. I'll tell you what. I think Loma's biggest test is against Devin Haney. And, there's a lot of Loma fanboys that say Haney stands no chance. Look, Loma would be the favorite. He would be the favorite. But I think Haney would give him hell and could possibly beat him because Haney has power. He has speed. He has hands. And we need to see how good his footwork is. Come on now. Terrell Knox says, Bum Lufkin too busy ducking Charlo, though. Golovkin been a bum basher his whole career. Who the hell are you calling a bum basher when Jamal Charlo is fighting bums every fight he can get? He's a tune-up fighter. He's only ever fought tune-up fighters. At least Golovkin fought Canelo twice. At least he fought Danny Jacobs. Charlo ducked Danny Jacobs. You can't call Golovkin a bum if Charlo won't even fight the guys that he fought. If Jamal Charlo won't even fight Danny Jacobs, but you want to call Golovkin a bum? Come on, Terrell. You're making yourself look stupid. You're making yourself look stupid. Truth is the new hate. UGC. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. These dudes out here is just say anything. These dudes right here say anything. Golly, this dude talking about ducking Charlo. Ain't nobody ducking Charlo. Charlo should be might as well just move back down to 154 because that's the only guys he really want to fight. Who wins, Gary Russell versus Tank? I would favor Gary Russell at this point, but for two reasons. One, Tank is fat. He's too much guacamole and chips. And two, Tank don't want to fight anybody with the pulse. Tank wants to fight nobody with the pulse. And you're absolutely right, batshit crazy. Wilder back on this, everybody ducking Ortiz. Nobody's ducking Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz clearly avoided Anthony Joshua. Clearly don't want any of the Anthony Joshua smoke. We know it. You know it. They know it. Come on now. This is not even a conversation. These LWC fanboys is trash for promoting this nonsense, and Deontay Wilder's clearly an idiot. Come on now. Boxer Munch said, I met Virgil Ortiz 2 weeks ago. He told me he's ready for a belt now. Watch out next year. That's what I'm saying. Virgil Ortiz is ready. You better get ready. Gary Manning, top 10 pound for pound. I give you a few. I got Canelo, Crawford. I have Loma. You got to put Loma up there. And so, and I really only figured out the top three. I got Inouye in there. So, because Inouye is truly a monster. He don't get talked about. He doesn't get the press coverage. I got Usyk. You got to put a lot of top-level fighters up there who not only have credentials, but who also have, the skills to back that up. But all means, Errol Spence not top 10. Charlo has Korobov problems. Charlo won't even rematch Matt Korobov. And Matt Korobov was calling for it. If you're going to fight a guy for 154, why would you not rematch Korobov? Because you don't want that smoke. You just simply don't. Mando Solo, you're absolutely right, he is. But at the same time, if I'm comparing him to Charlo, I'm going to pick him all day over Charlo. Based on what we've seen, the fact that Triple G at least stepped up and fought somebody. Look, I agree. Wilder has a lot of power. And Wilder can beat anyone with his power. You're absolutely right, Emmanuel. But the problem is he doesn't want to take the risky fights. So it's hard to see how good or bad he really is because he doesn't want the best fights. Okay, one flyboy didn't officially lost his mind, but I'll help you find it. He said Errol Spence Jr. is officially a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter. Errol Spence Jr. is not a pound-for-pound fighter. When you have to rob Sean Porter to get a victory, you are not a pound-for-pound fighter. You are not. You are not. Fernie, who's your favorite boxer of all time, any era? At least top 3. I'll give Floyd as 1. I'll give Pernell as 1. I'll give Sugar Ray. Duran. There's a lot. There's a lot of top-level fighters, and Ali probably might be my favorite. He's just stood for so much, did so much. I got much respect for Muhammad Ali. Salute. Estrada is the truth. That's right. Estrada is the truth. Terrell Knox says Triple G and Canelo looked the other way and ran when Charlo called them out. Canelo gave him a belt, begging him to stay away. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Just when you think that the LDBC need to be drug tested, it just does not get any worse than this. Terrell Knox, you done officially lost your mind. It's almost, I can't even address this. The stupidity coming out of the LDBC is not even real. It's not even real. Like, how do you debate with a crackhead? How do you debate with the crackhead? I don't understand. How do you debate with somebody who smokes crack? You cannot hold an intelligent conversation with the crackhead because clearly Jermall Charlo wouldn't even fight Danny Jacobs. He doesn't want Triple G, and he's clout chasing Canelo. You cannot debate with a crackhead. You simply cannot. Kevin, you're absolutely right. He has to be trolling because none of this is serious. These dudes want me to debate with a crackhead. I cannot debate with crackheads. Come on now. Let's go. This is bad. All right, and he said, watching recent Charlo interviews on ESPN, dude's a bum. I've already knew it. I've been calling that a long time ago, Junior. Trav says, Spence struggle with the easy. If you struggle with the easy road, what are you going to do when you face a guy like Crawford? Because sparring Jermall Charlo is not going to be good enough. It's not going to be good enough to beat a Terrence Crawford. It's not going to be good enough to beat a Terrence Bud Crawford. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. Charlo was schooled by a fighter coming off a 2-year layoff and Matt Koroboff. Let that sink in. Boxing Monster with nothing but facts. Brandon Calhoun says, do you think Wilder will win the Ortiz fight again? Yep. Luis Ortiz is older, out of shape. I just don't think that Luis Ortiz has done anything to convince me that he's going to have a better outing than he did the first fight. He just hasn't done anything. I don't see anything that he has. De La Hoya is one of the Hall of Famers. You got to give him that. So I have no issues with De La Hoya. But yeah, these guys want us to debate crackheads. We cannot debate crackheads. I just simply cannot do that. Like, this dude is on here talking trash, like with no substance. Hold up, David says Terrell Charlo. Hold on, let's see what the LDBC is up to. And the LDBC new narrative is Errol Spence Jr. is forced to fight Danny Garcia next. So that's the LDBC new narrative, and that's what you guys are putting on your videos. So if the LDBC saying that Errol Spence Jr. is forced to fight Danny Garcia next, I thought Errol Spence Jr. was his own boss. I thought that, Terrence Crawford has to leave Top Rank because Errol Spence is his own boss. But now you're saying the PBC is forcing Errol Spence to fight Danny Garcia. No, he's taking the easy road. See, this is what I'm saying. These guys don't have any facts. They have no facts. They have no facts. This is why they're trash. Is there any more debating? Or I pretty much bodied this clown. If you're new to the IBFP Raw, subscribe to the channel. Salute. We're checking out. We'll be back next week. And we might be back with an emergency podcast tomorrow. But please subscribe. We're trying to build our brand and bring you that heat. Salute. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe. Salute to the UGC, Bruce Vane, everybody. Unbiased or biased boxing talk. Salute to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Salute to everybody. Salute.